It's not always plausible to be flamboyant or deeply passionate if it means it's going to disrupt the energy of the workplace. So I wrote a poem called Alter Egos Are How the Creatives Survive, and I basically just want to expand the poem into a conversation really just to explain what Tyler the Creator taught me about alter egos. So I'll start with the poem, which goes, leave the old self behind your eyes, start seeing with your mind, divide yourself so you can conquer the world, your ego loves you. Short and sweet. Now let's get into what an alter ego actually is. Now, according to Oxford Languages, an alter ego is a person's secondary or alternative personality. And the second definition is an intimate and trusted friend. The origin of the word comes from Latin, meaning other self. And I just think this is really interesting because an alter ego can be both another version of ourselves and, quote, an intimate, trusted friend. And as not only just creatives, but as humans, we tend to have so many versions of ourselves existing simultaneously because the way our parents view us is not the same as how our siblings view us or how our teachers view us or how our friends view us. And it's crazy because it's almost innate for us to have multiple variations of ourselves to fit in with the people and environments that's around us now. We all know Tyler as this creative, bold, unapologetic artist who's not afraid to push boundaries, but in his music we see all these different versions of him. And in his latest album, Chromacopia, one of the themes is about the different masks that we wear. And so I feel like, as people, there's a reason why we wear all of these masks. And my guess is that it's a survival tactic, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. We live in a world where someone can literally harm you simply because they don't agree with who you are or the things that make up who you are or the lifestyle you choose to live. And when I was writing this poem and just listening to some of Tyler's music, it made me realize how essential alter egos are for not only navigating the world, but staying true to who we are by using art as an outlet, and I'm an introvert, but as someone who also performs live and makes music and interactive media, people tend to think that you're not really an introvert. And what people fail to understand about that, I'm using this art form to express a side of myself that doesn't feel safe in the normal world, versus like the creative world where it's okay to be this other side of yourself. Like in the normal world, there's a time and a place to act a certain way. Like in the corporate world, it's not always plausible to be flamboyant or deeply passionate if it means it's going to disrupt the energy of the workplace. And the reason why I say it's so necessary for creatives to take advantage of having an alter ego, because we tend to conform a lot already. And as creatives, we tend to be the most sensitive people. And it is imperative that you have a space to be messy, loud, uncivil, uncensored, cringy, weird, or whatever side of you that gets ridiculed or shamed in your everyday life.
When he crashed his car and almost lost his life.
And it is so important for us to have a side of ourselves where we can breathe and embrace another side of ourselves that we feel like we may not have to hide on a regular day, I was reading over this article by BBC News, and it was called The Batman Effect, How Having an Alter Ego Empowers You. And there was this study conducted at the University of Michigan about how even small shifts in perspective can help people gain control over their emotions. And basically, in the nutshell, having an alter ego creates this thing called self-distancing, which encourages greater feelings of self-efficiency, the sense that they could proactively cope with a situation and achieve their goal. This is what they found out in the study. So not only does having an alter ego help combat against anxiety, but it's also an effective way to boost your confidence and have a better reflection of how we see ourselves. And it makes sense. Because think about all of the big artists who we know that also have alter egos. Beyonce, Sasha Fierce, Donald Glover, Childish Gambino, Eminem, Slim Shady, and Tyler the Creator with Haley. And the list goes on and on. Nicki Minaj, Barbie. I think having an alter ego can very much be a valuable tool for personal growth and artistic expression. I think having an alter ego can very much serve as a valuable tool for personal growth and artistic expression. I also think it's really just a matter of being intentional and honest with who that other version of us is. And once we really take a moment for ourselves to be honest about the things that we like, the lifestyle that we want to live shamelessly, without the opinion of others, without the judgments of others, who is that? Who are we? Who is that version of us that isn't being molded by the external noise? I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me painting my poem, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Oh, but before I end this video, hi, I am Mixed Rose. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. I created this thing called poet covers and cinematic poetry, where I basically intersect the mediums of storytelling, sound design, and music with poetry. And I basically find different ways to interconnect all these different art forms. And if you guys are interested in seeing more of my work that I do, then you can follow me on my YouTube channel, you can follow me on Instagram, and you can get the full scope of everything that I do as a multidisciplinary artist, cinematic poet, where I basically just merge all these different art forms and genres together and create this world of storytelling and sound design and cinema, but through a poetic lens.
Today's poetry is brought to you by Mixed Rose, the cinematic poet.